So tell us a bit about your image here.
Okay, this is actually the underside of the Granville Street Bridge, and I've taken a number of pictures of it. I'm sort of interested in the abstractness of the. If you look at it through a viewfinder, the abstractness of the lines and how they intersect, and I'm really trying to show this in this picture, but there's some, I guess, way in the background. I'm wondering how to sort of eliminate that to sort of bring out a lot of the lines of the girders and then that central pipe going down.
So the central line?
Yeah, that one there. And also the other ones that are sort of, I guess, girders going back and forth.
Okay, so you have quite a bit here.
Right.
Because the image is black and white, you have a lot of freedom to play with. So you can do what you want to do in quite a few. You can create a lot of different images out of this particular shot. Now, one of the things that you wrote to me was also, I think, I'm kind of reiterating what you said, but something about the messiness of it.
Yeah, the randomness and the randomness of this, at least what it looks like through the viewfinder.
Okay.
The deposition.
So I'm gonna address the randomness part first. Okay, and I'm gonna show you what I would do for that. I just duplicated a layer, and I could actually duplicate it a few times. And let's just actually rename this. Whoops, I think I'm missing a pop. No, there we go. Okay, let's call this number 1. Let's duplicate it again. This is similar, but not quite what I do in my stacking workshops, because I have a feeling that it'll lend itself very nice to that. And this would be, oops, this is supposed to be actually 4. This is going to be 3. And this is 2. Whoops. So if you want to rename your layers, that's good. You don't have to, but it kind of helps. And what I'm going to do now is, because I duplicated them all, I could actually turn these off and just turn them on as I go along. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate them. So right now I have number 2. And I'm on the move tool, and in order for me to see the knobs, I need to have the show transform controls on. Okay, and I'm going to take the first one, and I'm just going to even rotate it 180 degrees. Okay, and what I'm going to do now after I rotated it is I'm going to change the opacity of the layer to say 50%. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to turn it on. Now right now, because it's at 100% opacity, it's overriding everything else. But I could move it, say maybe, let's move it to that, like something like that. Change the opacity to 25%, and then do the last one again. Maybe move it to the other direction and change the opacity. Now when I check this off, I have to commit to that. Okay, and now when I check it off, you get an abstract. And depends how you want to rotate it, what it is you want to do, then you can even continue rotating it now. Whoops. If I'm on this layer and I'm on the move tool, I just need to make sure that I have the show transform controls on. And then you could kind of see it changing in front of your eyes. And then you could get the lines in the directions that you want. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's an option to do. Now, this technique, I changed the opacity of the layers itself. You don't have a lot of freedom to work with isolating specific objects. I teach that in the stacking workshop, how to do this more sophisticated and more advanced, but this is a very quick and easy. And what you would do is you duplicate your layers, And then you change the opacity of each layer according to a formula. And that formula, what it is you count the number of the layers from, this would be number 1. This is number 2, 3, 4. You start from the bottom up. And let me actually maybe put it here as a text so you can see it, the formula. So the formula is the number, the formula is 100%, where's my percent, divided by the number of the layer. Okay, let me move this here. So what you do is, this is layer number 1. So it's 100 divided by 1. So this layer is actually supposed to be at 100%. No, this one was not layer number 1, sorry. This one was layer number 1. It's at 100% opacity. Okay, so this one's at 100%. This one's layer number 2, so it would be 100 divided by 2, which is 50. So it's 50% opacity. This one would be 33, 100 divided by 3. And this one would be 100 divided by 4, which is 25. Okay, but you can also ballpark it, but you reduce the opacity levels as you go along. But again, this is what also your camera, this would be what the algorithm of a camera when you're doing multiple exposures. This is what your camera would give you. Okay?
Right.
And then if you did want to just show one beam rather than the other, I'll show something very, very quick, but overall what you would do, and you would do this very delicately, but you see, this is where paths come in handy. You would select the beam that you want. And I could move this along and close it. So I have this path, and I could call it just path 1, but you have to save a path after you make it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a curves adjustment layer. Whoops, I don't want to select the path when I'm adding the curves. I'm going to add a curves. So I'm darkening everything. Okay. Now here you have, these are very bright, but you're going to have to maybe darken them in a different way. But now I'm going to make all this curves black, so I'm hiding the whole effect of the adjustment layer. I'm going to come back to the path that I saved. I'm going to make it active with the marching ants. And now with the brush, with the white brush, there's other techniques as well that you can use a gradient, but whoops, I did the opposite here. Okay, so actually what I'm doing is I'm darkening my selection, which I actually wanted to do the opposite. So let's do this. Let's go back. Okay, everything is darkened. I could actually now select my path and now choose a black brush to hide the effect of how this is darkened. And you could do this with a gradient. So right now, everything else is dark, and I would do it to different levels of darkness as well. I wouldn't do it so much like that, but you can now choose specific elements as you want and bring the light out to them, like hide the effect of the curves. Okay?
Right.
And that's what I mean when I was talking about in this slide, where is it? Eliminate everything and then bring back relevant components. So I darkened everything, and then with light, I selected them and I brought them back. I brought them back by hiding the effect of the darkness to all the components. Okay?
Yes, very helpful.
Oh, you're more than welcome. All right. Thank you, Alex. That's a great shot.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think it has a lot of potential, a lot of things to play around with.